Here we go. Right, so maybe that'll be our thumbnail right there. All right. There's your water. And we are good to go. We are rolling. What is happening, everybody? This is another episode of the Cogcast Podcast coming at you live here in the Can Ham on the Coghill 40. My hat's a little crooked there. Got to get the Crowley house straight.
Yeah.
There.
I think they get you straight.
They probably do get me straight. Oh, my gracious. We are ready to roll on this Saturday evening. Hot. It was a hot one today.
Sure was.
Yeah.
Got a little rain, though.
Yeah, we did get a little rain, which is good. All right, looks like we are rolling. Everybody's popping on now. I think we're getting a little bit better at this. What do you think?
I don't know about that, but
oh, I do want to show everybody.
Not yet.
You sure?
Yeah, you gotta let these people get on here. Tell them what's going on in the world.
Whew. Hot in Michigan.
I think
it's hot everywhere.
Oh, you know what?
What's that?
You remember that show that MaryCarl and I used to watch? Something about Alaska.
Yeah, I forget which one it was though.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sue is a character on the show, Life Below Zero.
That was it.
She put on a story or something the other day on one of the social media platforms that the first winter storm had hit Alaska.
Really?
But she's in far, far north Alaska.
Aren't they close to the Russia side?
Yeah, she's in the it's different climates in Russia. I mean
Russia. There too.
Okay.
Yeah, there too.
Russia's
big.
Yeah. But just like it is in the United States,
right.
It's different climates in the state of Alaska.
Oh, goodness, it is.
And she said that it was a cold front or winter storm. First winter storm.
You know, we had somebody from the UK send us an email and said that they were around close to 40 degrees warmer than usual, this heat wave they're getting.
That is just and didn't have air conditioner.
Didn't have air conditioner.
That is just totally crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I'm thankful we have an air conditioner.
Well, a lot of people don't have air conditioners.
I know
They never needed them.
As a matter of fact, when we sold Little Cog, the people that purchased the Homestead farm lived in Seattle, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the questions that they had was, did we have an air conditioner? And while no question is stupid, there is no such thing as a stupid question.
Right.
I did kind of pat myself and say, thank goodness we have air conditioner.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness we have air conditioner. And I know that they are thinking, thank goodness we have an air conditioner.
I know they are now.
Yes, because it is hot in Alabama.
Yeah, they didn't have air conditioners.
They didn't have an air conditioner in Seattle, Washington. And I think that they had been going through...
That was last year.
Yeah, last year, about this time probably. They had been going through big time.
It was like over 100 degrees up there this time last year.
And didn't have air conditioning.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
How fortunate we are.
How fortunate we are. But what's been going on around here?
We've been getting a good bit of rain.
We have.
I mean, our pond is starting to look like a pond.
I would say that we have gotten 3.5 inches in the last week and a half.
Yes. And, there were a few times when the sky got really black and the radar looked like it was fixing to come a gully washer.
Yes.
And it went around us. And, I mean, somebody's getting a whole lot of rain in Alabama.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it must be a little north of us.
There was a bunch south of us, too.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But now that we got people on here, why don't you show what... I wasn't trying to be ugly by saying wait. I just wanted people to get on here.
Well, so we had to go to Prattville, Alabama to go pick up some things for the house.
We're still building the house.
We're still building the house. And your mom hasn't moved in hers yet. There was a lot of people asking, has your mom moved in her house yet? And she has not moved in her house yet either.
That's right.
So we had to pick up some things for our house. And on the way back, there was a, we call them fruit stands around here, but it was
a roadside fruit stand.
And they had bull peanuts.
And I can remember in the past that sign being there.
Yeah.
However, I didn't know if it was like a, just every so often they had bull peanuts or whatever. And so I told you that if that sign was still up, then I was going to stop.
And you did.
And guess what happened?
We got 2 of them.
We got 2 solo cups or styrofoam cups full of bull peanuts. Right. But I ate all of mine.
Did you eat all of them?
Every one of
them.
I ate every one of them on the way home.
Wow.
And MaryCarl made me promise that I wouldn't eat them until I got home. But by the time I got home, well, she was in the back seat, so she didn't know what was going on. But by the time I got home, I had eaten them all. So I never said I wasn't going to eat any.
That is funny.
She just told me I couldn't eat any till I got home because they were going to be messy.
Was it our last podcast or the podcast? But I think it was the podcast.
It was podcast before.
That we talked about bull peanuts. And there was a lot of people asking questions about bull peanuts because evidently here in the Southeast, I know bull peanuts are very, very popular and pretty common around here.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people that didn't know what they were, what they looked like. But, it's just a regular peanut and it's boiled in salt water, basically what it is. And you eat it.
Oh,
these are really juicy.
And that's why MaryCarl told me I couldn't eat them in the car. I told you needed a roll of paper towels.
I know it. I'm getting juice everywhere.
You thought I was kidding, didn't you?
I'm getting juice everywhere. But they're just regular peanuts that have been.
That'll focus.
I think it did.
You better do something with those because I'll eat them. I'll eat the rest of them.
I'm gonna put them here over the side.
I ate my whole solo cup. I guess that was my dinner.
These are pretty good. I wish they were a little bit firmer, but they're pretty good. They're not overly. They're salty now, but sometimes you get them that are just.
Well, the ones in the can are just woo-wee. They're too salty.
They're so salty.
To me,
these are good though.
These are good.
These are good.
And I told the gentleman, now that I know you have bull peanuts, guess what?
We're coming back.
I'll be back.
And
it's just really right down the road.
It's not far at all. They also had homegrown tomatoes. That's what the sign said. Homegrown tomatoes. Now, you had to kind of be careful with some of these roadside people because they'll just go to the market and get tomatoes.
No, they'll go to a grocery store.
And they're not homegrown. Or they're, then they don't taste good. You know what I mean? They just don't taste good.
But these listed the farm that grew them.
Yes.
And I confirmed with him that they were homegrown tomatoes. So we're going to have some farm-raised bacon.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
With some homegrown by somebody tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
On some, I love, and I'm not one of these people that buys everything organic.
Right.
I try to buy what I can organic, but y'all, I love organic bread.
You do, but I tell you, with a BLT, because that's what we're gonna make, BLTs. I like white bread.
Yes, well, the organic white bread.
Okay.
The organic white bread.
Yeah.
I like it. And a little bit toasted.
A little bit toasted.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And some mayonnaise and some lettuce.
And there's some people that are super peculiar about their mayonnaise. Now, me and you really don't. We don't want Miracle Whip on our BLTs.
Right.
But I really, we even bought some Dukes and some. I really can't. At least to me, I couldn't tell. Maybe we ought to do a blind taste test. Maybe that's what we ought to do. We'll get some, because I'm telling you. I don't
know if I can do a taste test with mayonnaise, but mayonnaise, I love it.
We could do like some mini BLTs or something. But I tell you,
we just need mayonnaise on the spoon.
People go crazy about mayonnaise now. I'm not going to lie. And I learned, especially over there in Georgia, them Georgia folks, they're hardcore Duke mayonnaise folks.
Really?
Yes.
Well, and here in Alabama, I think we must be Bama mayonnaise.
There's a Bama mayonnaise.
There's a Bama mayonnaise.
There is a Bama mayonnaise, and we like it.
Yes.
But
we're not particular.
We're not.
I just buy whatever, kind of like whatever's looking at me.
Yeah.
Telling me, buy me.
That's right.
That's what I buy.
So, and typically it's Bama. because that's pretty common around here.
I think we have 2 containers of mayonnaise in the refrigerator right now, and I think both of them are Bama.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's pretty common here.
Now the BLTs,
Yes.
MaryCarl will skip the BLT.
She will skip the BLT.
She will skip the BLT.
Yes.
But for the most part, the child is very good about eating anything that comes from a garden. But maybe it's because she didn't grow these tomatoes.
She's not a big tomato. I did not like tomatoes.
I didn't either until I got in my 20s.
And I tell y'all, I could eat 10 BLTs a day.
Well, I only bought 3 tomatoes, so you better not eat 10.
I mean, I absolutely,
I love
it
it
may
too.
be one of my favorite foods. And it's so simple. White bread, mayonnaise, lettuce, bacon, and tomatoes. And a lot of times we'll eat all the lettuce up on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day we don't have any lettuce and we just eat a BT.
That's right. I was going to say, what was I going to say? Oh, that years ago, I gave up cooking bacon in a skillet.
You did give up cooking bacon.
I don't fry bacon in a skillet anymore. And a lot of y'all probably don't either.
Yeah.
But, it's just the way you think bacon should be cooked.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be that way.
You cook it in
Bacon's still not good for you, whether it's baked in the oven or fried. But it makes me feel a little better.
It does.
Baking it in the oven. And to me, you can get it just as crispy and crunchy as you like it.
With a lot less of the oil.
Yes.
Grease or whatever you want to call it.
Well, no, because you don't put grease in the pan when you cook bacon.
No, it just kind of cooks out. Yeah.
And I use what would you call that?
I don't know.
A rack.
A rack.
On
your baking sheet.
On my baking sheet.
Yes.
So that way the fat renders to the bottom of
Yes.
the pan and the bacon, is not sitting in all the fat. So
it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
I'm thinking that
you better not let me forget to go to the freezer tonight or else we're not going to have any.
I may just have me a tea tonight. Just a tomato sandwich because I can eat them too.
Well, if you eat them all, you're not going to have a BLT tomorrow.
When I was working at the dealership at Reliable, when we were rolling our tomatoes, I was eating a tomato sandwich every day. Every day.
And you're a year older than me.
Yeah.
So probably next year,
yeah,
I'll probably eat tomatoes by themselves.
I love them.
That's probably what's going to happen.
It's so good.
I'm probably going to eat tomatoes by themselves. Good. Maybe with some peas and cornbread and tomatoes sliced up.
Yes.
My mama's done that for years, and I always thought to myself, I can't just eat a tomato plain.
I can eat them on a sandwich with some white bread. I can go and tell you. Somebody said mayonnaise. Cucumber sandwiches. I ain't never thought about that.
I do not like cucumbers.
I like cucumbers.
I don't know why, but I don't like cucumbers. MaryCarl loves
cucumbers. I like cucumbers. When we go to the taco truck, and I get my tacos, they put cucumbers on the side, and I put them on my tacos.
Well, I guess I just skipped that because I have never paid attention to the cucumbers.
Really?
Yeah. I guess I just eat them. Don't even know it.
They've got them. They're sliced up big, and they put them beside the tacos, and they're really, really good. So good. But I never had a cucumber sandwich. I guess you would do it with just mayonnaise and cucumbers. You reckon?
Maybe a little salt and pepper.
I bet some fresh dill will be good on a cucumber sandwich.
You know what I was thinking about the other day?
What?
Do you remember the restaurant that was in Selma that was called Major Grumble's?
Yes.
That we frequented when we were teenagers, kids, whatever.
Yes.
Anyway, it's no longer there. But I was thinking the other day about their, I guess it was
ranch dressing.
No.
With a deal.
No. Their, I guess it was their slaw.
Oh, their slaw was good.
That had the deal, had so much deal in it.
Had a lot of deal in it.
It was so good.
It was good. I like deal.
I wish I had that recipe.
I love herbs. I like all herbs, I think. I always say that this herb's my favorite, and then the next day
what did we eat the other night that you went and picked the fresh herbs?
We had our we typically do it with our Sun Gold tomatoes, and it's on our website, this recipe. If you guys have a mess of cherry tomatoes
or grape tomatoes or small tomatoes,
it doesn't have to be any tomato, but we did it with our Sun Gold tomatoes, which are super sweet, but we don't have any. But you bought some from the store,
I
some
did.
cherry tomatoes.
Because our daughter
Yes.
requested it.
She requested this.
But she doesn't eat tomatoes.
But she likes the juice, which has got tomatoes in it.
That's
So
right.
who knows? But
Who knows?
anyways, it is called Sun Gold Tomato Pasta. It's on our website in our recipe section. Y'all, it is delicious.
And it's so easy. And guess what?
What's that?
We've got 2 green stalks out there that are slap full of herbs.
Slap full of herbs.
And this recipe calls for
Lots of herbs.
Is it 3 or 4 different types of herbs?
It was 3.
Basil, oregano, and thyme.
Basil, oregano, and thyme. Yep.
Well, we use 2 colors of basil, so we
Yeah.
use 4 herbs.
That's right.
MaryCarl requested it, and y'all know I've had a hard time cooking in the camper, so I couldn't tell her no because Mama's house down there is ready. Well, appliance wise, she's not living in it. I don't like to bother her. I mean, she says it doesn't bother her, but
Right.
fill up her sink with dishes and then have to wash them over there to prepare meals. So I took it down to her new house, and MaryCarl and I prepared you were editing a video.
Yep.
Prepared the Sun Gold pasta. Is that what it was called?
Sun Gold Tomato Pasta. I think it's roasted Sun Gold tomatoes.
Roasted.
Y'all, it is
It's really good.
and it's so easy.
It's so easy.
I think it's just Sun Gold tomatoes, pasta,
Olive oil, balsamic vinegar,
and fresh herbs.
and spaghetti. Any kind of
that's what I
pasta.
said,
It could be
pasta,
any
yeah.
kind. Yeah. So
It's so good.
I mean, it's really, really simple.
Yes.
Really simple. So if you guys are looking for a way to use your grape tomatoes, or if you're like me and you didn't have a summer garden, just go buy you. It calls for 7 cups of grape tomatoes. And I bought 2 packages of those clamshell, they're like clamshell tomatoes. And I didn't even measure them out. I just used the whole 2 containers. And it was plenty.
Yeah. And we usually put more than 7 cups when we grow them ourselves because
we just do till we can't fit anymore.
If you guys know anything about grape tomatoes, and I know especially Sun Gold tomatoes and those mountain vineyards,
yes,
you can grow those things in concrete, y'all. Them things, when everything else is dead in your garden, grape tomatoes are still kicking. You could have 0 rain for 15 days, and you're still gonna have cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes just growing everywhere in your garden.
Well, I remember what happened was that we grew those tomatoes, and you planted 7 plants of the Sun Gold. Well, was it Sun Gold?
I think I planted 3 or 4 of the Sun Gold because I knew what they were going to be, and that was the first year that Greg over there at Hall's Tools got the Mountain Vineyard tomatoes, and I planted 7 plants, which was a whole row of them. And I forgot what me and him were talking one day, and he asked me about them, and I said, "Well, I planted a row of them." He said, "How many was it?" I said, "I think it was either 7 or 8." He said, "Boy, you must love tomatoes."
So when those plants started putting on,
oh my
y'all,
God.
Google was my friend because I was asking about all recipes that contain tomatoes.
Woo.
And here I am this year buying tomatoes from the store and roadside fruit stands. But next year,
Yeah.
I was going to say that while that recipe is awesome,
It is awesome.
it is better the next day.
Yeah, it is better the next day because you when you cook it, you throw everything together at the end, but when you put it back in the fridge for leftovers,
We always combine the noodles with the stuff.
so it's
and
just
I think that-
marinating.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that juice just sticks to the noodles.
And the noodles may absorb some of it too, but it's really good.
So if you want to make
Yeah.
it and then put it all together and refrigerate it and then have it the next day, that'd be good too.
Yes, it's so
It'd even
good.
be good cold, I
So
believe.
good. Well, they always say spaghetti's better the next day too, and it is.
I
It's
guess
pretty good.
maybe that's what we were
Yeah.
dealing with that, because we had it for 2 days and it was better the next day.
It was really, really good. The last time we went to the grocery store, we were walking through there, and I wanted to grab some limes, so I grabbed a couple of limes, and I looked, $2 a piece.
What?
The limes were $2 a piece, and so I set the limes back down. I said,
I was gonna
"That
say
is
maybe that's why I didn't
crazy."
see any limes when we got home.
It is, and so I didn't think anything else about it. I just thought, "Whew, that's a lot of money for some." I mean, they were just little bitty limes. It was like $2 a piece. Well, it wasn't but a few days later I read an article.
We can grow limes?
No,
Oh,
that the drug kingpins in South America have now taken over the lime business because lime prices are so crazy that they're making just as much money on limes as they are crystal meth or
Well, good for them.
whatever
Good for
else.
them. They put those drugs aside and started growing limes.
I thought to myself, how crazy is that?
That is nuts.
That is nuts.
Why is the market so crazy, though? I mean, I
have
know
no
groceries are.
idea why the market's so crazy, but
Oh, my gracious.
that is nuts.
No limes for us.
Yeah, they were $2 a piece.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So if you like margaritas, they're probably gonna cost you.
You were right about that. I mean, I'm starting to wonder.
Key lime pies, we love key lime pies, but
We're going to have key lemon pie now.
key lemon pie.
Are lemons expensive, or you didn't pay any attention?
I just saw the limes, and it was
That is
crazy that
crazy.
after I saw the limes and how expensive I thought,
And it's just about to drive me crazy.
and I thought just they were so expensive that a couple of days later that I actually read that the drug lords down in South America have gotten into the lime business because the lime market's so crazy.
Oh
Isn't that
my
crazy?
gracious, that is bizarre.
That is nuts.
Well, Mama's got 2 lemon trees
Yes.
that she has had for, this is the 3rd year.
She may be sitting on the gold mine.
Well, they're lemons though.
Oh.
But they're beautiful. They're striped.
Yeah.
And they produced this past year. They're not very big.
Right.
So they only
they're
produced.
Myers, aren't they?
I don't know.
I
They're
think they're
striped.
Myers.
They're striped.
Oh, she didn't buy them from Petals.
Yes, she did.
Petals, I think they're Myers.
But she
anyways,
wanted
go
these
ahead.
striped ones because MaryCarl thought they looked cool. But anyway, I was going to say that there were, several lemons on the tree last year. She covers them up when the temperatures get really low because
Citrus
they just
trees don't
can't
do well.
take that.
But guess what?
What?
We got the greenhouse now.
We do, but she's going to put them on each side of her door, she said.
Well, I'm going to get some citrus trees upcoming.
Okay.
And they're going to stay in the greenhouse.
You put yours in the greenhouse because Mama is going to baby hers on her front porch.
Oh, go ahead. I messed up your story.
No, I don't have a story.
Oh, you just talking about the lemon
I was
trees.
just talking about the lemons. Yeah, that she has lemon trees and they produce. So I would imagine.
What?
You know what?
What?
Petals has that huge lime tree right outside their door.
No, that was a lemon. No,
No, it
those
was lime.
they didn't make it. The winter got them a couple years ago. They're not there anymore.
What's that big tree then?
I don't know, but it's you talking about right when you walk down the
On
side
the
of the Paul Bush?
yeah.
They're not there anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. They got
there goes my lime farm idea.
But your mom may be on to something now. She may be on to something. She made me have me on the street corner down there,
Peddling
limes.
You better grow them and let her peddle them. I won't say that. She's done well with them. They just
when they drive up, I'm gonna tell them to go around to the corner to the back alley. We can't deal with these limes here.
That's where the limes are.
Yeah, we gotta go over yonder where it's secreted. Oh, have us a lime house.
Okay. Have your lime house. That is crazy.
It is crazy.
I mean, I'm amazed every time I go to the store at how prices have changed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We won't talk about that because we like to stay positive.
But I will say this: hopefully we'll have us a fall and winter garden this year, and we'll cut our grocery prices down.
Yes, we will, and we are going to.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe we could grow tomatoes in our greenhouse.
We could.
We could.
We may have to get a heater though when it gets really cold, but we could.
Let's just wait till next year.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a lot going on.
We
got a lot going on here at Coghill.
We do.
We had a sick man and a sick woman for a few weeks, and then he decided he wanted to be sick some more. So
I did.
He just continued it on, and now we're
going good. I do want to say this though. I had a lot of y'all tell me that Jason, you've been taking those high-powered antibiotics, and so you need to get yourself some probiotics. Did I say that right?
Probiotics.
Okay, I just want to make sure y'all know how I am now. I'm not a.
I'm
not an English teacher.
You can't mess up probiotics.
I messed up the day in Lowe's. I asked the guy where the Keyway lights were, and he looked at me like I was crazy. He said, keyless? I said, yeah, that's the one. Keyless.
I didn't know you said that because I came behind you and I told the man, I said, he should have just asked you for a keyless light.
He was probably giggling.
He looked at me like,
well, I'm thinking, why would a light have keys anyway?
Okay, keep going.
It doesn't make sense. Why would you call it a keyless? Is there a keyed light too?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't know what we're talking about either. Oh, goodness. I think I was thinking something good too. Oh, I was fixing to come to me. You keep talking.
I was going to say that we're still building a house and
we're still building a house.
I think to Monday's video. Probiotics.
Okay. So
now y'all going to have to remind me what I was talking about.
We'll go back on the house. So you guys are telling me about probiotics and I was like, okay, so I started looking this stuff up because I'm not a probiotic expert. So you got me.
Well, as soon as the messages started coming through, I immediately went to the drugstore and bought you a bottle.
You bought me some probiotics that were in
just a peel form.
Just a peel form, and they were,
Okay, so you go carry on.
And so then I do some research, and then I'm probably gonna say this wrong, but
you're gonna say this wrong.
Kombucha was one of them, and then yogurt. I can say yogurt. I know how to say yogurt, but kombucha was other, and I've had it before, but I just don't remember liking what I had. So I looked at the grocery store and they had some. Yes,
I was doing a pickup, and so you added it.
I did.
We each have the app, so if we want to add anything to the order that we're going to pick up, we just do it, and it all goes on one order. So I didn't know you had added it.
Added it. Well, this one, I forget. I think it's called Synergy. It had good reviews that people talked about.
Nobody can hear you. Say what you said.
Synergy.
Okay.
And I'm probably saying it wrong.
No, I think you're right.
But it, it had a lot of great reviews, this, that, and other. And I saw that it was refrigerated. And the pills you got me weren't. But I have seen refrigerated probiotics, in peel form that were refrigerated.
Well, you took the pill the day that I bought it.
I felt a little funny.
You felt a little funny. And we don't know if that's what it was or not. But that's when you decided that you were going to try something different.
I'm going to try. What's up, Mike from Sunny Slope? I'm going to try the yogurt and the kombucha. And so
I'm going to say kombucha.
It may be kombucha,
but I don't know.
So I got it and I got home and my expectations were low. But you
bought like a 12-pack of this stuff.
It was a 6-pack.
Oh, okay. It was big bottles.
And they're big glass bottles, and it's 2 servings in one bottle. But I loved it.
I hate it.
I loved it so much that I've already bought another one. I drink at least one a day, and I eat one thing of yogurt. You try to get me to get that drinking yogurt, but drinking yogurt just don't sound right to me.
I can handle drinking yogurt, but I can't handle this kombucha. That stuff was nasty.
I liked it.
I just about spit it across the room.
Well, after it was about day 2 of me taking or drinking. I didn't take no more of the peel probiotics.
Only one.
But the yogurt and the kombucha, and I felt 1,000,000 times better, y'all, in 2 days.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, not to be a downer, but I have had not good feelings since I was sick.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I ache every day.
Well, you got better.
I got better.
And then you were okay when you were a little bit better, way better than I was when I got
sick. I was okay I'm okay. I don't say that I'm not not sick like I need to be in the bed, but I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt 100% except for about 5 days total in 6 weeks?
Yeah.
It's been 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
June the 22nd is when we got sick. And my problem is I'm just achy all over.
No fever.
And
everything else is fine.
Everything else is fine. My blood work's good.
Yeah,
I've had everything checked out. Everything looks good. I even had a chest x-ray just to make sure I didn't have any pneumonia.
Like me.
Like Jason, because his blood work was good, but he had, the pneumonia. Well, me not having fever, I didn't think that's what it was, but we just wanted to double check.
Mm-hmm.
And when Jason told me how much better he feels after drinking the kombucha.
Kombucha. Everybody's saying I'm saying it correctly.
So you're saying it right. I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Kombucha.
Kombucha.
Kombucha. B-O-O.
Kombucha.
Kombucha.
Get it.
So I can't drink the kombucha. I can't drink that stuff.
Yeah.
But I can drink yogurt. So I saw some probiotics that were like a yogurt. I haven't taken any antibiotics, so I don't think my gut's in any bad shape.
Yeah.
But if it'll make me feel better, I'll sure try it.
Well, I told you, as a matter of fact, I told you today, I said, look, I'm telling you, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, I feel 1,000,000 times better after drinking the kombucha and eating the yogurt every day. And
well, I know your gut needed some replenishing for sure, because that was some strong antibiotics.
Yeah.
But I can't figure out why I don't feel good. Is it the long C? And I have another checkup come mid-August, so we'll do some more checking and make sure everything's okay. I take vitamin C. I take a multivitamin every day of my life.
Right.
And I have. This is not like I just started taking an extra dose of vitamin C. I've always taken. I take 500 milligrams of vitamin C plus a multivitamin every day.
Yeah.
And that's been my routine. Now today I started the B complex. Is that what you call it? Super B complex.
Yeah.
Jason take what?
The B complex tickles me.
Why? Because it makes your urine fluorescent yellow?
Yeah. It doesn't take much to make me get tickled. I'm a silly person. Okay. I'm a silly and I get tickled.
About B complex.
Because it makes you
TT
fluorescent.
Well, he told me this morning when he handed it to me when we were trying to spin our wheels and try to make me feel better. He said, "Now remember, your TT's gonna be fluorescent yellow." And so we have like this parenting thing going on where he has to, he's the father and he has to tell me my TT's gonna be.
It was funny.
Yeah.
To me, it is. I tell you.
But it didn't help me. I know I only took
went to the
dose.
doctor the first time when I didn't feel good. I had been taking the B complex and I had to give him a sample.
Right, I forgot about that.
And it looked like nuclear something. Like a glow stick.
Yeah. And they even checked my urine. So that was another thing they did for me. How my urine was clear.
Oh, goodness.
It wasn't fluorescent yellow because I wasn't taking the B complex.
Yeah.
So we had to, I'm not supposed to tell this, but I'm going to tell it anyway. We had to go over to Prattville and get some things for our house we've been building for years now. And our daughter, MaryCarl, who's 12, is fascinated with sewing.
She is.
And she asked me, she didn't ask me because I wouldn't tell it if she had asked me, but how do you say it?
What's that?
About her and the sewing. It's not that she wants it to be a secret. It's just that she's doing things that she wants to do. Yeah. I guess that's what you say.
She is doing things she wants to do.
She's doing things that she wants to do. And we have an old sewing machine that was packed away. And when she figured out that I had not sold it in the flea market booth, that it was somewhere in that garage monstrosity of things that came out of the pod, she made me promise as soon as I got finished taking a bath one evening that I would help her look for it. And we did. And we looked and we looked and we looked and we finally found the sewing machine. And that sewing machine has not stopped. It
has not stopped. Y'all, bless her heart. This sewing machine has been in the attic, I know, for 17 years.
My daddy was alive when my daddy bought me that sewing machine. And he's been dead for 22 years.
22 years.
So that sewing machine is probably, well, not that any sewing machine needs to be of modern times.
It doesn't.
But it's been in the attic for 25 years.
Well, and which I used to piddle around with it when we had it. And so I kind of had some memory of how it all worked. And if you hadn't done a sewing machine in your life, you know how the thread goes in.
Because I haven't.
And you had the bobbin in the bottom. And so anyways, I was showing her how it all worked. And she got her some YouTube videos and she couldn't find the exact model, but she found some that were close. And so she started sewing and just bless her heart, and it would go for a few minutes, and it's just got one speed. It's wide open and it's loud.
And we would be trying to sleep, and it would be like
the whole camper would shake. I mean, seriously, when that thing gets going, the whole camper shakes. And just tickled the stew out of me. And so I secretly bought her. I did a lot of research, and I'm the world's worst, y'all. I will get on there and I'll spend days researching the best of something. So our best beginner sewing machine, and it ended up getting her, I think it was a Brother 6600i. I think that's what it was. She didn't know it. She had no idea. And she's been working. And this thing, she would sew. Next thing I know,
it'd take her 2 hours to work on it to try to get it back to where she could sew again. It would get all jammed up. And so I finally told you, well, I didn't even tell you. I ordered it. Yes, you did.
I did. I ordered it. I was like, I'm going to get this girl. If she likes sewing this much, I'm going to get this girl a sewing machine. And so I did get her a new one. And y'all, it's way different. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's different. I guess it's like anything else. The bobbin goes in the top. It's got a clear thing so you can see your thread. And it's a lot easier to put in. And it is quite, oh my goodness.
And it has adjustable speed, so she's not running wide open all the time. It does,
right there on the little thing there. And that thing's been nonstop.
So we started off with the new sewing machine being on the kitchen table in the camper.
That's right.
Well, we all know there's not much room in the camper. Yeah. So when we ate dinner or ate lunch or whatever, we moved it into her bedroom in the camper. Well, before we came on this podcast, we moved it down to Mama's new house. Yeah. So
I think she's got to spread out.
She does.
Because I bought her some patterns. So she was trying to sew without pattern. I was like, look, baby, they make these things called patterns.
Oh, my goodness. She and I ran in Hobby Lobby when she had the old sewing machine.
Yeah.
And she had to get some fabric for a skirt that she was making. And I didn't know that they even still had patterns in stores anymore.
Ain't it something?
So I saw those file cabinet looking things in Hobby Lobby.
Me and her were in them today.
Well, you weren't with us this day. What did we go do? We went and picked up the ceiling fans from Home Depot.
Okay.
Remember?
That's right.
This was a little while back. And so I said, MaryCarl, look, I got something in my eye. I said, look, these are patterns. And I opened that drawer, and y'all have never seen a child light up like she did when I started opening those drawers and she pulled those patterns out. She was so excited. She could not believe what she was seeing. Did something happen?
Look, somebody asked, is MC making pigeon outfits?
Well, she's making pigeon pants. She's making pigeon pants. She started off crocheting.
I don't know how to get this off now. But go ahead.
and she can crochet like nobody's business. And the crocheting, she figured out, that, well, I can crochet. I might like to sew. And that's when she decided that we would see if we could find that sewing machine. So anyway, my point of my story was we were going to get the stuff for the house today, which she wasn't going to complain about anyway. You know, she was going to go, but can we go to Hobby Lobby?
Yeah.
Because I need to get some fabric.
And
so we did. And actually, y'all dropped me off at Home Depot to get what I needed to get.
I dropped you off at Home Depot. Me and her went to Hobby Lobby. And so what we did was she said, Daddy, I like this type of dress. And I can't remember what it was. She spelled it, and it was like Chemise, I think. I don't know. And she likes old, I don't say old timey, but I forget what you call it. Just kind of vintage style, but like old though. I mean,
she has her own thing that she likes.
So old fashioned. That's what the word I'm looking for. So, and she was like, and so I started Googling it, and then I would type the brand of pattern it is, and it would give us the number, and then we could find it.
Did y'all buy some patterns?
We bought one.
Okay.
The one she liked. Yeah, we found one that she liked.
So that's what she's sewing on now.
That's what she's sewing on now. She's got the pattern.
It didn't take but 1 yard of fabric?
No, girl. She bought 7 yards of something.
Oh my goodness.
2 yards of something else, and 2 yards of this. So yeah, she's on. It's on.
Well, the other night,
and I ordered a pattern off the internet off Etsy day before yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other night she had made this skirt, and it was the way she wanted it, but she decided she wanted it to be lined.
Yeah.
Well, nothing doing, but in her mind, she had to get that skirt line. Mama, do you have to go to town for anything?
Yes.
And I was like, well, I do need to get such and such. Oh, that was the invitation because she needed to go to Walmart.
Yeah.
Because the Walmart has fabric.
They
here.
do.
And she needed such and such fabric. And y'all, I just let her take over.
Yeah.
She takes the bolts of fabric up to the counter and tells them, I need a quarter of a yard of this, a half a yard of this, a yard of this. And I bet they think to themselves.
Well, I could tell that the lady that helped us at Hobby Lobby was, you could just tell that she was happy. You could tell that, I guess, because there's not many 12-year-olds that come in and,
are interested in things like that.
And I was just standing there. I was like, get what you want, girl, whatever you want. Or I'm over there looking through the file cabinet trying to find her patterns for her, and she's handling everything else. But yeah, I'm so happy. It's just something she likes and really, really enjoys a lot. So
she asked me, she said, Mama, what is something that you would like that I can make?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, what I want is pretty important. And she was like, well, what is it? And I said, well, it's curtains.
Curtains, that's right.
Curtains for the den in the house. And so she's practicing, and she says that she's going to make the curtains for the house.
That's what she says.
It may not be anything immediate, which we've got time. We're not, we're patient, but that's her goal, is to make me some curtains for my house, which curtains shouldn't be that hard.
I wouldn't think. Not compared to what I'm not going to lie. She went in this thing and she's just all in, and like she showed me this little vest thing she made, and it's got buttons on it and stuff on it, and it's lined with quilted stuff on the inside. And she just started sewing last week.
Yes. And y'all, she does not want to go to bed at night because she wants to keep sewing.
So I'm like, this is awesome. So have at it, girl. I
told her, I said, look, we can use sewing for credit for one of your homeschool classes.
Yeah, we can.
And she doesn't understand how all that stuff works, but it's a good thing. She's doing it and she enjoys it and she does well. So,
well, she's learning how to read a ruler. There's a lot of measurement involved. There's a lot of math involved. So more power to her. And
there have been times where she messes up and she doesn't like the way it looks, and she'll tear it out and redo it. And,
her patience level.
Patience. I don't know where. I mean, your patience level is very good, but mine is like below the floor. So I would think that she would just be medium. But no, she has more patience.
She's got the patience of an angel, because I'm telling you, she'll mess up something and it doesn't bother her in the least.
No, it doesn't.
And she tries to figure out, because the first skirt she did, she sewed it and her legs couldn't move. It was so tight.
Y'all, she got so tickled telling me about it, because I was doing something else that day. I'd been cutting grass or something, and I came in and I said, did you get your skirt finished? And she said, yeah. And so she went and put it on, and I was like, MaryCarl, that is awesome. I mean, it was, y'all. It was awesome.
For the first thing, this is the first thing she's ever sewed, pretty much.
She took it and she took it off and she showed it to me.
No pattern.
Yeah. And she showed it to me and she said, Mama, you see this right here? And I was like, yeah, it didn't look bad at all. And I said, what is it? And she said, I had to do this. I said, well, why? And she said, because when I sewed it and I put it on, I couldn't move my leg. I was just yes.
So y'all, let me tell you what she did. She cut a V out in the back. Big triangle. And sewed another triangle piece in it, and it looked good.
You couldn't even tell it.
And then it made the skirt wider where she could move her legs.
And it's not like there's anybody. My mama doesn't sew.
Yeah.
I don't sew.
No.
Jason doesn't sew.
Mm-mm.
This is totally she has a British lady that she's been watching.
There's some YouTube, I don't know who it is, but there's a YouTube channel that she's watching all the time. She says
that she can follow her very easily.
And follows her. So, yeah.
So she's learning. She's learning to sew.
Yep.
Who knows what'll come next, but she's learning to sew.
This is something that, she's liked a lot of stuff, but she really, you can tell a difference to me.
Yeah, but now she was pretty good at that crocheting.
So if she hadn't have picked up sewing, she'd still be crocheting right now. But the sewing took over.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But the crocheting was to where anytime we went somewhere, she had a roll of yarn and her crochet needles with her.
Yeah.
To where,
that's right.
You know, she would crochet the whole time. When we took you to the doctor
That's
in
right.
Selma, she took her crocheting stuff and she crocheted the whole time.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, she's passing her time well.
She sure is.
She's doing better than I just don't have the patience, and I could learn to be more patient, but I'm just gonna let her handle that.
It don't register in my brain. I can't, you know, it don't register. I don't.
I'm just gonna cut grass and keep going.
Yeah. I'm gonna make videos. That's what I'll enjoy doing.
That's what you're good at.
That's what I enjoy doing.
I'm good at cutting grass, and she's good at sewing and crocheting and taking care of birds and all that kind of stuff. So
we all have our own things.
Yeah.
Thank good we do.
Yes. We're all different. And you know, I think kids back when our parents were growing up. Well, I don't even know if it would have been during that time because my mama doesn't know how to sew.
Yeah. My mom piddled a little bit. She sewed a little bit.
Well, my mama did. I mean, her mama sewed.
Yeah.
But I think it goes back a little bit. I'm thinking when kids were sewing.
I got you.
I don't know when that would have been, but probably would have been by hand. She started out sewing by hand.
She did.
And she decided one day if I still had that sewing machine, then she was going to find it because she was going to learn how to use it.
Yeah.
And she did.
And I'm glad that she did find the sewing machine because I hated would have buy her one and she not like sewing.
Yeah.
But when she was dedicated to that old machine that messed up a good bit, I knew then that I was going to get her a new one.
She said, I said, MaryCarl, how'd your sewing go today? And she said, it quit for about an hour, but I got it back going.
That's what she told me. I think it come unplugged.
No, not the new one. The old one. The old one.
Yeah, the old one, she said, but I think, you know, you got the little plug in the back.
Work on it and keep going.
I think she used it so much that it had wiggled out.
So we shall see if curtains are to come.
I hope so.
I hope so too, because I really would like some long, you know, I kind of got in mind what I want.
What's funny is we're looking at fabric and she wanted to make this little belt thing that goes on this dress. And she said she wanted something with mushrooms and something. She named it all. And so I found one mushrooms on it. And she's like, no, Daddy, that's not old fashioned enough. I was like, okay.
It was, what were we? We were looking for some floral fabric.
Yeah.
And so I'm supposed to be looking for this fabric that looks similar to this. And she showed me a picture. Everything that I found was not the right era. It was like, that's too modern. And that's, you know what I mean?
Right,
it needed to be a certain look.
So and she's dead set now. She ain't going to change her mind either. You ain't going to, that was one reason because I knew it was going to take us a while, but there was a certain color white that she was looking for, and we finally found it. Well,
we had some outdoor plugs that we had bought.
Yeah.
And they were boxes with electrical boxes. And so we bought them all for the electricians to put in. And the electrician told Jason, he said, look a lot better if you just let me cut it out and recess it into the metal.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, well, if you feel comfortable doing that, then that's what we'll do. So I had to take them back. And Jason said, well, instead of me dropping you off, why don't we just, I didn't want to go to Hobby Lobby, to be honest with you. I wanted to take care of taking the plugs back because I knew what it was going to be like when we got over there. And I thought we could accomplish two things at one time.
I'm going to tell you, every time, and I like Hobby Lobby.
I know you do.
I enjoy it.
Nothing against Hobby Lobby, but I don't like it.
Y'all, I'm exhausted when I get out of there. I'm not going to lie. I could take a nap for 3 hours when I get out of Hobby Lobby.
Maybe that's why I don't like it.
I don't know if it's those lights in there or what, but when we get out of Hobby Lobby, I'm telling you, I could just...
You were wiped out?
Was I wiped out?
So I got dropped off at Home Depot to go take the stuff back. And I knew it was going to be an ordeal because I didn't have a receipt.
Yeah.
So...
Which is odd because you're a receipt hawk.
I keep up with everything receipt-wise.
Everywhere.
But I didn't spend a lot of time looking for it either.
Right,
so it probably is in there. But we left in a hurry, so... You know, we really didn't know we were going to have to take them back.
Yeah.
So I said, look, it's going to take me a while. You're fine. Y'all just drop me off and I'll get the stuff that we need to get off the list and y'all come back and pick me up. An hour later, I I got every bit of my stuff. I have taken the stuff back. I'm looking at stuff I don't need to be looking at. And I said, "Are y'all okay?"
Oh, man.
And the next thing I know is we're about to leave. And I wasn't rushing them, but I was concerned that something might have happened.
Well, I kept telling MaryCarl, I was like, MaryCarl, I don't know why your mama said for us to drop her off and let us have the car. I was like, she should have dropped us off and she could have the car.
Well,
I
see,
knew
I
it was
would
gonna
have
take a
felt like
while.
I needed to hurry up if that had been the case. I would have felt like I needed. It worked out.
It did work out.
It worked out. So
it did work out.
So the girl has her fabric. I don't know what she's making. Her daddy does.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll turn out well.
She's even going to have a hat. She's making a hat. We had to get this special lace for this hat that she's making too.
I don't think that she plans on wearing these things that she's making. I think it's just exciting to see.
It is. I don't foresee her wearing any of this stuff out. I think she just enjoys making it. And she wanted me to, we looked for one of these mannequins and she called it a dress form.
Yes. And see, we had looked it up before we left.
And so she was like, Daddy, we got to find this dress form because I got to put my dress and I got to pin it on there. And so I'm thinking, well, I'm in Hobby. Maybe it'll tell me which aisle this dress form's on. And it didn't. And then I started reading the reviews and I was like, baby, they said this thing, they bought it to do what you want to do, but the pins won't go through it because it's solid. It's not like and she was like, oh. And so we still looked and they didn't have them. We looked everywhere.
So many, many years ago, MaryCarl was born, but it was about 10 years ago, I guess. We went to a kind of semi-estate sale.
I asked her about that one.
And we have this metal mannequin thing. I don't really know. It's a dress form. Okay. But it's cool.
It's really cool.
It's metal. And that's why we wanted it. It was not to make dresses and put them on.
It's kind of like it's linked. It's not solid. It's kind of like chain, not chain link, but like chicken wire almost.
It's old.
It's not. Yeah.
So I took the sewing machine down there while Jason was getting the podcast set up, and the what do you call it? Dress form was sitting beside where she was putting the sewing machine.
Oh, so she's going to use that one.
I guess so.
I guess so.
But it's got like little strips of.
Somebody said order your dress form on Amazon. So we'll look.
See, I looked before we left.
And
she said, "No, Mama, we're not ordering it. I need it today."
Oh, she needs it today. We got one.
She's been saving her money, and she was determined she was going to buy a dress form today. So she's got the dress form down there, and
good.
And like I said, there's no telling what she's doing.
There's no telling, but let her rip.
Let her rip.
That's right.
Well, what was I going to say? Is the video Monday going to be about the house? I think it should.
It can, but it's not. Okay.
I think we're far enough.
Okay.
Do y'all want to see what's going on with the house?
It's not the painters are not through. They're
not through, but it's so far along that I want everybody to see it.
Okay, that'll work.
So we've got a lot of light fixtures in, and then a lot that are still left to be put in. We don't have any cabinets. Yeah. Let's see. The air conditioning guys are supposed to come this week. We bought stuff for closets today.
We did.
The rods and things, because we did strip them with wood to hold the clothes racks or whatever before they painted, so that way we wouldn't have to go back and paint them. But we should be able to get the clothes racks in. I say yes. Everybody wants to see the house. Okay.
See the house. Good deal.
But we're coming along. I'm excited. I feel like we've accomplished a lot in these last couple of weeks, and I want to show y'all. What are you doing?
Oh, I forgot to change it up, but it's okay. We're almost done now. So
what happened?
Oh, I'm supposed to put it where you can only comment every 60 seconds on YouTube, and I always forget.
So, do you want to take some questions, or you want to keep talking?
Whatever you want to do.
Well, you're eating peanuts, and you're not supposed to be.
I just snuck one or two here. It's all right.
So if y'all want to ask some questions, we will do that, and we'll keep this thing going.
How's Ursula? Ursula is awesome. She's doing great. She's still in her little confinement. We just want to make sure
Oh, she needs to be in there at least a week.
We just want to make sure she is done because I don't want to let her out and then got to do this all over again. So Ursula's great.
So I went on here to get to the questions and stuff and look at what that says.
Flying Peach sold out.
The Flying Peach barbecue sold out.
Good job, guys. I love it when they sell out.
They've been selling out like every time.
Are we gonna keep all the pea chicks? If there's a bunch of males or any males, we'll have to. And we got some friends that several friends of ours that are in line if we do decide to rehome any. So
yeah, I promised Jacqueline and Zach at Head Family Farm that they can have a couple of pea chicks or peacocks or whatever. And, you really don't want... Well, I guess if they don't have a female, it won't matter. But I would like for them to have a pair.
Yeah, yeah, I would too.
I would like for them to have a pair. Does MaryCarl know how to use a pattern? Yeah, girl. She knows all about how to use a pattern. She even makes her own patterns.
She does.
We had to buy this big roll of...
Forgot about that.
Oh, bulletin board paper is what it was. We asked the girl if they had paper that you could make your own patterns with.
Yeah.
And they said no, but we have tracing paper. And so we went to the aisle where she told us to look for the tracing paper. And they didn't have tracing paper, but they had this bulletin board paper. So she made her own patterns out of pillowcase. I mean,
tracing paper.
What am I trying to tell you? Oh.
Are we going to plant hydrangeas? Yes.
Yes.
We're going to plant hydrangeas. We're going to plant them probably in several different places for sure. In the big garden space out front, we'll get some sun-loving hydrangeas out there, like limelights. And then over here on the house side, to get some morning sun and afternoon shade. So we may plant some that will go over there, maybe some big blues or something like that over there.
Yeah, I'm excited to get the landscaping plants going.
Yes.
But y'all, it's too hot right now. So we're not going to be putting any plants in the ground until it cools off.
Absolutely.
Somebody wanted to know, is MaryCarl still interested in our birds? Oh my gracious. Yes. Birds.
Absolutely.
Birds are her number one. And I think that will always be the case. Don't you?
Yeah.
As we're riding down the road and she's crocheting. She's looking out the window, telling us what kind of pigeons those are.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Today was sparrows. I saw you sparrows. So yeah, it was.
Butcher paper can be used to make patterns.
Okay.
I never thought of that.
Okay.
I won't tell her that till tomorrow. She'll be sending me off to the store tonight.
I got some butcher paper.
Do you? Oh, that's right.
It's for a brisket though.
No, that's got full on one side.
No, it's the butcher paper. But it's not that other's really wide that you got. It's like what teachers would use to make stuff for their classrooms. Speaking of, the school's fixing to start.
This person said deer love hydrangeas. We have never had a problem, knock on wood, with deer eating hydrangeas.
No,
never
have. Now, it may change here,
even
though.
Our goats didn't eat the hydrangeas.
No, our goats didn't eat the hydrangeas. They sure didn't.
Now, the goats would try to eat something they're not supposed to, and that was azaleas. They're not supposed to eat azaleas. It's supposed to be poisonous, but they would go straight to it.
Them.
And I was always told if something was poisonous, then an animal wouldn't eat it.
Your goats won't eat it, but we know that's not true.
Oh, yes, and that's why we are so careful to make sure those gates are shut, because while it's all fine and dandy to think, oh, well, you can just let the goats out and let them roam around and eat the brush, we can't let anything happen to ours. We would be heartbroken. Right. So
that's right. Somebody said you can use newspaper for patterns.
We have a heap of newspaper.
Yes.
The other day we were in town and MaryCarl says, Mama, there's that newspaper place. Will you stop and see if they have any old newspaper? And so I went in and it was the Clanton Advertiser. And I asked them if they had old newspaper for sale. Usually what I'm used to at the old place was we would buy a bundle for like $5 and they gave us a whole bundle and I offered to pay for it. So yes, we have lots of newspaper.
Somebody said they'd have had hydrangeas for 3 years, but they never bloomed.
Maybe they're not getting quite enough sun.
It could be. Well, it could be that you bought a sun-loving hydrangea and it's in the shade, or vice versa. That would be my first guess would be that because there's several different types. I mean, there's hundreds of hydrangeas out there, and I'm leaning towards that's what's happening to you. There is that you got the wrong hydrangea and it's planted in the wrong spot.
I make patterns from freezer paper. That's a good idea.
Patterns everywhere. We're getting all kinds of.
Are we going to put Mildred in with Moody? We had a video just this past week.
Had a video this week talking about that.
Reasons why we may not.
Yeah.
So while I'm being short with that answer, maybe you could watch that video and maybe enjoy it and find out the real reason why.
Yeah, it was a video, Wednesday's video, I believe.
Well,
either Monday or Wednesday.
It was the title was.
Why we don't move Mildred in with Moody.
Yeah, she uses newspaper in her bird cages.
Yeah, she does use newspaper in her bird cages. And I'm glad she had newspaper because I cleaned some windows with it too.
Yes, y'all, we cleaned the windows in our new house and it looks like, woo, it looks wonderful.
Are we going to get any more pigs? We're good right now. But eventually I would probably be a couple of years though, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah. How long before we'll know the sex of the pea chicks? Ooh, peacocks are hard, y'all.
Do y'all remember when we lived at the old farm?
They are hard.
And we had a pea chick that
Crystal.
was white, and we named her Crystal.
Crystal.
We named her Crystal. Well, guess what? After a year of living with Crystal, it became a Chris.
Yeah. Crystal turned to Chris.
It became a Chris. And Chris had to be rehomed to a lady that had just one female.
That's right.
And she was looking for a mate for her female because the female was laying eggs and she wanted babies.
Yep.
And I felt so sorry for that baby.
And Chris,
mama.
And Chris and Scott were just about, they never did, but they were about to fighting.
Spar.
Yeah. And we don't want that.
No, we don't.
Usually it don't end well with that. And then, so, yeah. Somebody said their fig tree hasn't produced in 2 years. I'm assuming that it has produced for you in the past. I would think it's probably some type of deficiency. I don't know if I would try to fertilize it for sure. And I would probably cut it back. Figs grow like crazy. I would probably cut it back. I would probably cut it back at least a third and see what would happen. And fertilize it.
Yeah.
And make sure you're still getting full sun. I don't know if something may be shading it over than that, but check that because they love full sun, full sun.
They say that it takes 2 years for the fig to start producing.
Ours are producing now.
Yeah, I was going to say. However, ours has some little fruit on there.
Yep.
She said in the winter it dies back, so I'm wondering if I got something marked wrong.
What dies back?
The fig.
No, it would.
It would die back.
Yeah.
Well, now it wouldn't die back to the ground. It should keep its woody stems.
Yeah, the leaves and all will come off of it, but typically they don't die all the way back here in Alabama. I don't know. I don't know about that.
We don't see Timmy much. Timmy and Melinda and their children and grandchildren live in a little coop outside.
Yes.
And we move the little coop frequently, and it's just in an area that's doesn't show good video, I guess you'd say.
Not only that, it's kind of hard, and I need to show more other animals, but it kind of gets hard to remember
to show everybody
because we got so many animals.
And what we need to do is we've been going kind of in a row, moving Timmy's coop down behind the purple pigeon palace.
Yeah, that's right.
We need to move it back out so
that's
that way it'll be in a more open area. But I wanted them to be shaded.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why we've been working in that.
And plus, too, Timmy's in an area where you and MaryCarl do a lot of the chores.
Right.
compared to where I'm doing the chores kind of on the other side
That's
of the
right.
farm. So anyway, it's just, but I do need to show more Timmy for sure.
We do. And we moved them outside so they could be on the grass because, you know, we obviously want them to get sunlight. And MaryCarl moved some of her pigeons into that area.
Yeah.
That don't go outside. They're fantails, so they.
I just blocked somebody.
It's a purple. Oh no!
Yes, it was a nasty.
Oh, I thought
was
you
a spam.
did it on accident.
No.
Is the purple pigeon palace finished? Well, I said earlier in the video that I haven't felt 100% since recovery. It's been really hot.
And I've been working, but I haven't been working like I normally would because I don't want to have I think I worked too hard after I got over.
You did. And that's why I think that's cracking that wheel.
So I've been pacing myself a good bit.
Every time he thinks he's going to go do something, I crack that whip and I tell y'all, I just don't want him back where he was.
Yeah.
We can't take a chance. Pneumonia is a serious thing, as you all know, and he needs to. I don't know how long I'm going to make him wait, but he needs to recover fully before we take any chances.
Right.
What I was going to say
is doing stuff.
Yeah, you're doing stuff, but you don't need to do anything like what we need to do with the pigeon.
Well, that and you know, used to we're out 8 hours a day,
right? And
now we're not doing that. So,
the purple pigeon palace I was talking about that is I told y'all about the grass. We weren't going to be able to have access in there to cut the grass.
Yeah,
because the Victorian crown pigeons are going to be in there.
That's right.
And I don't know if I can explain this and y'all understand it, but there's a double entrance that goes to the area where the purple pigeons.
And that's so the pigeons won't go out.
So they won't go out.
It's kind of like if you ever been to a zoo or something, they kind of have like a double entrance or a double door.
Right. So while I can use a push mower, I would have to go in one door with the push mower, out another door with the push mower, and then move the pigeon so I could cut the grass in there. Well, another thing is a weed eater. Well, we need another weed eater. Ours is on the
our 22-year-old weed eaters.
It's bit the dust, so we need a new weed eater. But besides that, I don't want to be in there with those wonderful birds weed eating,
freaking them out, scaring them to death. Yeah, we don't want that.
So we talked about it, and we decided since we're going to plant most of it in native grasses and plants and make it look like a natural habitat, that it would be best to cover the grass that's in there with a weed mat and put mulch down. So I did do that while you were sick. I got the new weed mat and I covered it all. So the whole bottom is completely covered in weed mat. I started putting the mulch in there and I did a whole tractor bucket because I have to do it by 5-gallon bucket, scooping it. Because you can't get in there with the tractor. So I did that. And I told y'all, I don't feel 100%. And by the time I finished that was on a day I was feeling good. The next day I felt terrible.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. We've got,
we got to put that down and we got to put
6 pieces of metal across the top. 6 pieces of metal
on the top. And that's it. Roof. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's all we're lacking.
That's right.
But we're gonna get it completed. I can't make myself, when I don't feel good, go out there and do that mulch. And question on your carrots. Yes. Mine are always deformed.
Okay.
They taste good and sweet, but they all have a deformity.
I would say that the carrots love sandy, loose soil, and I'm guessing that your carrots are hitting some hard soil there and causing them to grow kind of crazy. But Sandy loves really, really, really loose sandy. Carrots love really, really loose sandy soil. So I'm guessing that's what's going on with your carrots there.
That would cause them to be not straight and deformed, like?
That's probably more likely what's causing them to do that. Sure is.
Huh.
Are we going to get an ostrich? Not anytime soon. Y'all
might think we're weird, but we like to plan everything out. And we like to make sure all of our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted before we add animals that we may it has to be a well thought out process.
Especially with an ostrich.
Especially with an ostrich.
Mm-hmm. I would like to have one.
Oh yes, yeah. I would love to have one, but I don't know how an ostrich would react with Nugget. I know that all Lester has are males.
No, he's got one male and the rest females. Oh, you're talking about the babies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's got one female and two males.
That's right. And the female's going to Daniel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves us, if we were to get one, two males. Well, I don't know that Nugget and a male would.
I just don't know. God, there's another one. He's back up again. Look at this thing here.
Okay. Goodness the dining room table.
Yeah.
What happened with the dining room table was Greg was here building the pond.
Mm-hmm.
Greg was cleaning up and making a road to get to build the dam, to get to with the dozer and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Greg didn't know that we were saving that tree.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want Greg to hear this because I don't want him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have so many of those trees on the property. I mean, I could cut another one down and it would never matter. But
absolutely.
I don't want to cut a tree down right now to make a dining room table because we don't know what size we need. And I was so excited about that. But it just was something that happened. And
do we ever take vacations or do you ever get away from the farm?
No, we don't.
You're telling the tale. We generally do. But, during this big transition period right now, probably not. We didn't do one last year, and we're probably not going to do one this year that we know of. But we'll see.
It's just a big. We worry so much about all of our animals that it makes it difficult, and that includes MaryCarl.
Yeah.
I mean, while she has. She would like to go to the beach, but she would like to go to the beach one day and come back that same day. And that requires 8 hours worth of driving. And so you'd be at the beach 1 hour. And that's just how she works. I mean, she wants to be with her animals and she wants to make sure that they're taken care of and she wants to do it herself.
Yeah.
And so we're so worried that.
And we do like going places.
We do like going places, but we also don't want to have to worry while we're going places.
But we'll take us, a trip and spend. Usually we don't stay a long time, but we'll take us a trip and go. Somebody wondered, why did we move? We moved because we were on. Basically, it was really 7.5 acres, but 2 acres was in the neighborhood. And we couldn't do anything there, so it was 5 acres. And then another 2 acres of those 5 acres was a cemetery. So anyways, we wanted more land. So we went from 7 acres to 40 acres. So that's when we moved. And
I just read that somebody said that we got moody quick. We did get moody quick because it was a decision that had to be made right then. And if we didn't get him right then there was a potential that he could be in the road.
Yeah.
Or something was going to happen to him.
Moody was where he was living. He was getting out of the fence and the people couldn't keep him in. And so they wanted, him to go to a good home, and had to happen fast or something bad was about to happen.
Well,
so
matter of fact, when we went and got him
and
that
the same
day.
with Mildred. Mildred was another one that was kind of, just something that had to happen then.
It had to happen then, yes.
Or something was going to happen. Mildred was both, just the situations that came up with those that something had to happen fast with those guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we had a place to put them. It's not like we had to build something to add something that we may want to have. That wasn't the case. Somebody just wanted, why do I keep doing that? Did we get any honey yet?
She actually, and I wanted to film it and I wanted to be with her, but it was so hot and you were like, look, I don't know if y'all have ever pulled bee boxes in the middle of the sun, in the middle of the summer with a bee suit on. It is, God bless you beekeepers. And thank goodness y'all love bees because it is something else. I mean, you were like, no, you do not need to be out there pouring sweat you know, because I
Well,
just don't want you to get
want you
sick
to be
again.
back where you were. And
But so she pulled some, and I think she pulled 1 box of honey,
and she took it back to
and
her
she
farm.
took it back to her farm, and was going to extract it there. So I don't know how much honey she got. This happened, was it today or yesterday?
Yesterday, and she
Yesterday.
forgot her smoker.
Yeah.
She got all the way here and I think she went as far as getting dressed.
Yep.
And she she sent me a message and said, well, no honey today. I forgot my smoker. And then she sent me another message and she said, I just arrived in town and it just so happened that they had a smoker at one of the farm stores. So I'm coming back to get the honey.
That's right. So I did want to record it, and I wanted to make a video out of it, but I may have to wait to the next go around.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we'll probably do a honey tasting live on this podcast. How about that?
Do that. Yeah, absolutely.
I love honey.
I love honey too. I love honey.
You wonder why yours are so much faster than mine?
Oh, because see, I'm getting two YouTube channels and Facebook all at the same time.
See, I'm only seeing Facebook. Do we ever think we'll ever have another rooster like AC/DC? I have wanted to talk about this in the past, and that is that roosters.
Yeah.
When you have more than one rooster, most of the time you have a problem, unless you have lots of hens.
Lots of hens and lots of room.
Lots of hens and lots of room.
Yep.
Okay. So when we moved here, we had Corny, we had AC/DC, we had Loki, we had Felix, we have Timmy, but Timmy would not, that wouldn't work.
Yeah,
if Timmy was loose, it wouldn't work.
Because Timmy's the world's smallest chicken breed.
Well, plus that he kind of comes off as a little cocky.
He does.
A little attitude.
Yeah. And so
not to us, but you can tell just his demeanor.
Yeah.
He is top dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm forgetting anybody. If I am, I'm sorry. But that clan, they all got along.
They did. They all got along.
If we add another rooster.
Hey, it's a roll of the dice. It is a roll of the dice. We don't have, if we ever have, and I know people ask us, how come your roosters are so friendly? That's because we keep the nice ones. The ones that aren't nice, we'll rehome them.
That's right. We can't have a bunch of fighting roosters, because what happens is they end up hurting each other.
They will.
And they end up, one of them gets to the point where it actually will lose its life in our experience if you don't.
Or one of these roosters kill one that you like.
That's right.
One of the ones that's been around for a long time.
Because there's going to be a dominant one.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean,
somebody said Loki isn't nice.
No, Loki.
You don't like Loki. But Loki doesn't bother me at all.
Hey, look, I have not seen Loki in so long.
Yeah.
That I didn't even know he was still here.
Let me tell y'all about Loki. And it appears that we have a celebrity on our live.
Who?
Longhorn Lester.
What?
I haven't seen him pop up, but I see the comments popping up. So apparently.
I am starstruck. Do you see me blushing? Hey, Lester.
But let me tell y'all about Loki. Loki follows me around like a Loki follows me around like a shadow. And y'all, and I finally mentioned it in my last video, because maybe the last couple of videos, because I want you guys to see this. He follows me around, and it's not like he's right up under me. He's not. But when I'm recording, I can be over there by Moody, and he's within 10 feet of me, and he crows every 20 to 60 seconds. And I have to edit that out non-stop. Or either I have to repeat myself. I'll say, hey, Moody, what's going on? And Loki crows. And then I have to stop and say that all over again, because y'all won't be able to hear it because of darn Loki. But at first it kind of, I was like, man, but you know what? Now I done kind of got attached to Loki.
Well, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Is Loki does not like me. and therefore I don't like Loki.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not that I've done anything ugly to him.
Right.
It was religiously every time I fed the goats and Peaches, he would attack me.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do it anymore. And I thought to myself, this guy's got to go.
I had to talk with him. I sat him down. I was like, look, Loki, man,
But
look.
y'all, in the back of my head, I was thinking to myself, he has 2 wives.
Sylvie 1 and Sylvie 2.
And he has lived here since before we made the move.
Yeah.
And I feel like he belongs here.
He does. He's not ugly to any other animal
Just
at all.
me.
I tell you. Oh, Felix has been giving me the stink eye.
Oh, Felix has never done anything to me.
Listen, I've noticed him when I walk in there, he starts, and you can tell, you've been around chickens long enough. You kind of know, right?
Yeah.
When something's going on.
Yeah.
And I got another, oh, why this son of a gun?
What's going on?
Oh, I get it's some spam bot that keeps coming up. Love chat XYZ.
Oh my gracious,
Best
none of that.
dating site.
We don't need that.
But anyways, I know, and if you got chickens or roosters, you've been around them, you know, and he starts doing that little sideways walk, like this,
Like Loki does
and real
to me.
fast. But he hadn't done anything. Felix hadn't done anything. But he comes real, and I kind of stop and look at him, and he stops. And roosters are slick. They know when you're not a rooster. One for the most part will not come after you if y'all are eye to eye.
That's right, because that's what Loki did.
You turn your
I would
back.
know he was there. I would know he was there, and I'd think, "Oh no, not today, Loki. I'm not in the mood for your business today, Loki."
That's right.
And as soon as I squatted down to feed Peaches,
That's right.
he would get me.
Yep.
And he's so tiny. Not to say his spurs don't hurt.
Yeah.
But y'all, I'm just like, go on with your bad self, Loki. Nobody wants to play today.
He is tiny. Yeah, but they do wait. They some sneaky little things. They sucker punch you. They sneaky.
We did have some talks about rehoming Loki, but I think Loki's so far he's here.
Mm-hmm.
He's here, and he gets along with all the other roosters. You need roosters.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back.
Well,
you don't need roosters.
You don't need
to lay
rooster for eggs, no.
But to me, you need roosters to help protect your hens.
They do a good job of protecting your hens, and I just think they're cool. I like their crow.
Yeah.
Except when you're trying to film videos.
That's
but other than that, Loki's turned in. He's worse than Scott now. Scott used to be the one that messed my videos up.
He was vocal.
But Loki now is worse than Scott.
I'm telling you, I thought Loki was broody or something because I haven't seen him in a long time.
Let me tell you where Loki hangs out at. Loki loves, y'all, this is funny. Loki loves, when it's hot outside, they've got those porta huts. He's going to be right beside Peaches.
He is.
I don't know what it is about Peaches, but he loves to hang out with Peaches. I don't know what they talk about in that shelter. But if it's hot outside,
he's going to be in that shelter.
Loki, besides Timmy's, the smallest chicken on the farm, is right beside Peaches.
You're right.
And it is so funny. And sometimes they get on top of Peaches.
But I haven't noticed Loki.
If you haven't noticed him, go look in there and see if
I know he's in there because I saw him when I went to feed this afternoon.
Was he in there with Peaches?
He was. Because Peaches only eats one time a day, so she didn't get up to come eat when the goats and the Mildred eat for the second time. But he was in there.
That's so funny.
He was in there hanging out.
I guess he knows Peaches ain't gonna bother him. I reckon. I don't know. He loves Peaches.
I know what I was gonna say is at the other farm, our biggest predator was a hawk.
Yeah, it was.
And here we go, knocking on that wood again.
Yeah,
we have lots of crows here, and what crows do is they deter hawks. And so we welcome the hawks with open arms, although there's no rhyme or reason why they're here. We haven't had any hawks issues with the chickens. Well, at the old farm, do y'all know what would get killed by the hawks more times than none?
What's that?
The roosters.
Yeah.
Because they would go out and they would try to, protect the hens.
They would protect the hens.
And the rooster would be the one that would get caught up in a fight with the hawk, and the rooster would lose every time. Every time. But what makes me so mad about it is that the hawk, I know nature's going to do its thing, but the hawk would only take one bite out of it and then go on.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
I wish they would take the whole animal and make it last, but I don't know. It's
I don't know.
aggravating, but so far we haven't had any predator issues. And even though we only have one Great Pyrenees here doing the job since we lost Bear, she's doing a jam up job.
She is doing a good job.
She's
is.
a little girl, but she's mighty.
She's very mighty.
And we have Sunshine, but Sunshine's been staying in the house since it's been hot outside.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when it cools off, they'll be double teaming again.
That's right. And we do plan on, once we get settled in and stuff and we can handle a puppy, we do plan on getting another livestock guardian dog to help with Foxy.
Yeah, because we know there's predators here. Because we have donkeys that live across the road from us on a cattle farm.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, you can hear those things when they get going.
Ooh,
it makes me feel like there's a predator out there because they get so riled up.
Mm-hmm.
But I've often wondered if donkeys being across the street, gosh, he's got like 10 of them.
He does got a mess of them.
I'm wondering if that helps too. I'm sure it does.
I'm sure it does. It can't hurt. What kind of breed is Loki? He is a golden sea bright. And that's a bantam breed, small chicken.
Our first, one of our first chickens that we ever owned was a golden sea bright. And she loved Jason.
Goldie. Mm-hmm.
She loved Jason.
I love the breed. The silver ones to me look really, really cool. But the gold ones, we've had great luck with the gold ones.
We have. Yeah, Goldie, she was a wonderful bird.
Goldie was a mess.
Goldie lived to be about, 9?
She did.
She was a little gold sea bright, and she never slept in the coop.
No.
She always slept on the barn porch, or she would change up. She'd sleep on a sign or something where she shouldn't, but want to take a couple more?
You want to take a couple more and we'll
wrap it
up.
Well, I got off of mine, so.
Did you? I got some here. We can see here.
Accident.
We could get us a mini donkey.
I would love to have a donkey. That one across the street.
We'll probably get donkeys.
Just has my heart.
Yeah. Once we get settled in, we'll probably get us some donkeys for sure. Yep.
Okay. You want to talk about the peacocks and the Scott the daddy?
We can.
Okay. I saw that come up.
Oh, is Scott the daddy of both of them?
It's Scott the daddy. Okay. So Scott and Ozella had Miss Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2 years ago. She was the only survivor. And so Scott and Ozella had Miss Lewis. And yes, we have 2 peahens on this farm. And so Scott is obviously the daddy. But in our experience, it has never caused a problem.
No, it hadn't with our chickens or ducks either. And we've read it, and of course, if they were in the wild, it would be the same way. So,
yeah, if they were in the wild, and then the friend that we got our peacocks from, she started out with 2, and then they reproduced, and she never had any problems.
Never any issues.
And if you have more than one hen, how would you stop them from breeding?
Right.
And it's just in our experience, it's not necessary to keep them separate. And
Lester says it's only a problem with mammals.
He's right. We haven't
it's probably
ever.
Jamie, because she's a lot smarter than Lester. It's probably Jamie to put that up there.
He did not say that. But yeah, in our experience, it's never been a problem.
We never had issue.
Never had an issue. And we don't want to keep them locked up.
Right.
Because they weren't happy. They were pacing all the time. The only reason we ever had them locked up is to realize where they lived.
And that worked.
It worked.
It worked because our peacocks are all here.
They're all here, and they don't wander far except for when they're going off to have babies.
And I'm so glad Miss Lewis put her babies right next to everything.
That's an incredible.
Eggs. She ain't got no babies yet. But
no.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we went and looked this morning.
Yes.
We go look every time we see her up and eating.
I even made a reel about it.
We go and look and make sure she's still got the same number of eggs.
Yep.
And yes, this is her first brood.
This is her first brood.
They may not They
We'll
may not
see.
even be fertile. We
We'll
don't
see.
know, but we're going to see what happens.
Let's see. Ozella's first one, she had 5 eggs, 3 hatched, and only 1 made it because, we kind of let them do their thing with them.
You know what I saw the other day?
What's that?
So last year, I don't know how, it was in the middle of the move, but we had 1 pea chick. I don't even remember how it came about.
Mm-hmm.
We had 1 pea chick, and we weren't in a position where we could keep it and raise it because we were moving.
Right.
And so I gave the 1 pea chick to Chestnut Hills Farm.
Oh, that's right. I remember now.
So
I thought we just gave them some eggs.
Oh, that's right. We did. You're so right.
We gave them some eggs because we were moving.
We were moving.
We couldn't incubate them.
That's
and
right.
We couldn't leave Miss Lewis there or Ozella there with the eggs.
Man,
so we gave them
now
to
I remember
Chestnut Hill.
that.
That's right.
So I gave Zoe at Chestnut Hills the eggs and an incubator because they didn't even have an incubator to hatch potentially the peacock eggs. I think I gave them 2 eggs, if I'm not mistaken, but one of them hatched.
One of them hatched.
I saw where she let the pea hen, it's a hen, out at their farm the other day.
Yeah.
And the letters came up, and I didn't comment on it, and I should have.
Yeah.
But it said, "We've let Brooke out on the farm." So that tells me that they named that pea hen Brooke.
They named the pea hen Brooke.
But I hope that we have a male that we can't keep, that we can name Jason, and we can put over at Chestnut Hills
So they
Farm.
can have Jason and Brooke.
That's right. And when we have a pair, we're going to name them Nick and Zoe.
Oh, me, that's funny.
That's only fair, right?
That's only fair. That's only fair.
Yeah. So I think that's right. Name a peacock Brooke.
That's right.
That's awesome, isn't it?
That is awesome.
You still taking questions, or
I think we're. You want to call it? We've been on an hour and 31 minutes.
You seem like you are ready to go. I mean, ready to answer.
And I'm still reading. Usually you're the one that wants to keep on in.
I don't know what to talk about.
That's unusual for us, ain't it? That's unusual for us. Well, guys, I tell you what, we will call it a night. We absolutely enjoy every single one of y'all. And as always, y'all be good.